And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atreus. I'm coming at you live from the ATL, bringing you more gaming, entertainment, news, commentary, and analysis. And guys, we're back. Had a little bit of adversity to face over the last few days, but we're here. All right. Today we're going to talk about Wakanda Forever and the state of the MCU. Right after the drop, let's get it. What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me up. All right, team. So go ahead and hit the like button, the red subscribe button if you enjoy the content. All right, go down into the description. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and let me know that you're a sub so I can follow you back. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So came across this article yesterday, and this article is a really good indicator of what we've been talking about as far as the MCU and the black community as well. Now, first things first is these are rumors, so it has to be taken with a grain of salt. But if you've been following the MCU for as long as I have, you know one of two things. Well, one thing to be true. Rumors surrounding the MCU are the backs, how do you say, the behind the scenes rumors are normally true versus the rumors about what's going on in actual movies are fucking way off. You know what I'm saying? Like, what tends to happen is people will have rumors saying, you know, people are going to show up in movies like, oh, Mr. Fantastic's going to show up, Galactus is going to show up, Doctor Doom is going to show up, Beta Ray Bill's going to show up, Batman's going to show up, and everybody's like, okay. And then they get to the theater and they watch the movie, and when none of those people actually show up, people get pissed off and they go to the movies. They go to the reviews and start dropping 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Failed my expectations. Your expectations were so high because you were probably doing like I used to do, which is go and watch all of these like theory videos and all these people thinking they know what's going on behind the scenes, but it's not. But the rumors behind the scenes, whether it's positive or negative, oftentimes be true, whether it's castings or, directors or, the direction of the film they're going in. And sometimes it's negative things like this article, right? It says, Marvel scaling back Black Panther Wakanda Forever merch plans out of concern that sequel's lack of T'Challa may alienate black male audiences. That is a load, okay? Now, obviously, y'all can tell, nigga like me, I'm black as hell, all right? So, I am a black male. And I would say that it's surprising that a rumor like this exists, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I've been saying it. I've been saying it from the jump. Shuri as Black Panther is just not gonna sell, bro. I don't care what nobody. Everybody's buying it now because it's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and everybody wants to see the sequel, and everybody wants to know what happens next. But man, when they get in, I'm telling y'all, when we get into the theater and we see it, and we see this little scrawny motherfucker running around in this suit, all of us are gonna have our heads tilt to the side like a damn puppy. Oh no, bro, this ain't it. So anyway, let's see what they say in this article. Now I want you to keep in mind, we just did a video on the Doomcock rumor about Marvel Studios not being able to sell Mrs. Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and a bunch of other characters merchandise. And I need y'all to understand how merchandising works. Marvel can't just make a bunch of shit and send it out to retailers and say, hey, go sell this shit. No. The retailers have to buy it from them. They buy it at a really cheap price, and then they sell it to us like 2-3 times that price, and that's how the retailers make their profit. The thing is, the retailers can't make a profit if the items don't sell. So if Marvel says, hey, we'll sell you 50,000 Mrs. Marvel t-shirts for $2 a pop, and then Walmart says we're going to sell these for $6-8 a pop, so they buy 50,000 of them, and only 10,000 are selling, they're not making a profit. So let's get into it. Though titular African superheroes brand has done has done gangbusters for Marvel's financial back end ever since its debut. A new rumor suggests that the studio is scaling back its merchandising plans for Black Panther Wakanda Forever out of concern that the sequel's focus on the franchise's female characters could partially alienate the character's key consumer demographic of black men. Following the untimely passing of original Black Panther actor Chadwick Boseman, a major topic of discussion among both fans and analysts was just how Disney and Marvel would tackle the future of Wakanda's resident hero without the franchise's star. Yet, with the slow trickling out of the film's promotional material, it soon became evident that the sequel would center around T'Challa's female allies, including his sister Shuri, Dora Milaje leader Okoye, his former love interest Nakia, and their former companion Riri Williams. Their newfound companion, I'm sorry. However, despite the Black Panther brand having become one of Marvel's biggest, particularly among black audiences, it appears that Wakanda's forever... I'm fucking up. I can't breathe, for one. It appears that Wakanda Forever's lack of a male lead, and a certain extent, Boseman's performance specifically, has the studio taking a far more cautious approach to the film's merchandising. I need y'all to understand that merchandising is very important. For the casual audiences, all y'all see is box office numbers. A movie can make $1 billion at the box office, but if it doesn't sell any merchandise, Disney is going to consider it a failure. It doesn't mean that it won't get a sequel, but if it ain't selling toys, t-shirts, mugs, scarves, hats, whatever the case may be, it's not really a cash cow like they said. And I don't know where y'all been, if y'all seen it, but Black Panther is everywhere. My little nephew has a Black Panther booster seat in the back of their car. I'm like, bro, that shit dope. I wish I was like 3 again so I could ride in that shit. According to alleged insider sources whose insights were relayed directly to Bounding Into Comics by entertainment reporter and insider Valiant Renegade, many licensed product manufacturers have cut back on their Black Panther products versus their more standard mapping for their categories with respect to what they would usually do with a property with an upcoming over $1 billion exposure push. This means either limiting Wakanda Forever's line depth and or smaller production runs, which entail higher per unit costs but reduces inventory exposure. Surprisingly, though, he admitted that those with the colder feet are those who bring the most value added to the product category, such as action figure manufacturers. And then Valiant Renegade then revealed that this fear even extends to categories that rely on printed visuals to deliver the license, generally cheaper with less upfront cost loading. Recent projects have shown lower returns, as the Doomcock rumor told you, so the lower volume business case will likely be the most profitable once costs are all in. In other words, should there be a huge merch breakthrough, which can vary significantly by category, well, manufacturers will just chase it. What I think they mean by that is that they're buying lower amounts of merchandise, which I believe cost a little bit more. Meaning, the original company is they normally sell you these things by bundle. So they're like, buy 50,000 of these instead of just 10,000. If you buy 50,000, you get them at a cheaper price. If you only buy 10,000, they're gonna charge you full price. And so what they're saying is, if they buy a small amount of them, and then people rush in and just start buying up the merchandise, then they'll just go to Marvel and say, hey, okay, turns out this is actually selling. We're gonna need more. So that's what they mean by chasing. As to why Marvel was expressing such caution with Wakanda Forever's merchandising, Valiant Renegade turned to supposed focus groups' findings and explained that the company's fears stem from the fact that Black Panther is not a property or a mantle, but rather a specific character whose appeal is very male, even more than usual. This seems especially true with black men, clarifying that a more intricate focus study would be needed to confirm this observation as fact. The perception of the hero is not only from his solo movie, but it's the sum of all his on-screen exposure. sadly noting that comics don't score here. Black men have the strongest relationship with the character, with an interesting, strong pop on the father-son dynamic. Black men identify with the Black King, strong male figure, word association, noble strength, how the character holds himself. They admire that in the hero, inspiring them. See, to this end, the insider detailed that the above carries over to the fathers and sons, as seeing the movies was a great bonding experience for many black men and their sons. I'd imagine that to a lesser degree, I'd say that's probably true about a lot of white men as well. Not the majority of white men, but because a lot of white men were very, into Black Panther. In mom groups, this came up as my husband, boyfriend, ex took their son to see the movies with the character in it, sometimes twice. The outings would sometimes include a detour to a toy retailer on the way home. So basically, a lot of fathers were so proud of the movie and probably so proud of their sons. They went and saw the movie. The sons became a big fan. Oh my God, Black Panther, Dad! This, that, and the third. Stopped by Walmart, stopped by Target, and got him a Black Panther toy, hat, shirt, whatever the case may be. So not only would black men see Black Panther entertainment, sometimes multiple times with different groups of friends, but will also take sons, nephews, etc. to see them. When I was in theater, I would see large groups, or not large, like I would see black men and even sometimes white men with large groups of kids coming in with like these Black Panther masks on. Because I saw it multiple times. I ain't even gonna cap it to y'all. I did see it. I don't have kids, but I saw it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? I saw Infinity War multiple times too. Like I wanted to see everybody's reaction to that. I wanted to get to the end of Infinity War and see how hurt. Like sometimes I would be in the theater watching. Look at you. You finna shed tears, ain't you? But yeah, though. So yeah, this is very believable. So some very nice focus stories to hear right there. Interestingly, and I kind of want to get through this article because I want to get to my commentary. Interestingly, as to the ongoing debate of whether or not Marvel should recast the role of Black Panther following Boseman's death, Valiant Renegade revealed that many don't know that Mr. Boseman has passed, and those that do are totally for a recast, but it's about the character. They recast Batman and James Bond all the time, he quoted of one alleged focus group attendee. Totally spontaneous, zero overthinking. With respect to Mr. Boseman, all accord him due reverence. So that's what one of the focus group attendees said, that they should just recast him, basically. Noting that the superficial nature of these focus groups results were the result of analysts having only looked at the character as part of the overall Avengers IP landscape. Valiant Renegade ultimately asserted that the key thing, though, was all the male elements. Black men are even less likely to buy female IP-driven merch, either for themselves or their sons. Fact, he informed us. Despite this demographic mismatch, Marvel still reportedly has hope that the upcoming Black Panther film, while female focused, won't be written in a way so as to not deliver on the above. That's a tall task. However, to this end, Valiant Renegade concluded his report to us with a particularly interesting observation. From what we've seen, though, those who know the key story beats while keeping their NDA thoughts to themselves are among those proceeding with the most caution. Fans can find out the results of the... Oh, okay. Okay, so we're done with the article. So basically what the article is saying there is that they're cautious. The retailers are cautious with buying up too much of the Wakanda Forever merch because they're not convinced that black men are going to invest in a whole lot of female-centric Black Panther merchandise. This speaks to a lot of things. They talked about a black male figure, and I believe this isn't just black men. I think white men feel this way too. But in the black community, we have a little bit of an issue where there's a little bit of a divide. I mean, there's a gender war going on everywhere, but especially so in the black community where Um, there's just a lot of like tussling going on between each other and all of that. But deep down and inside, pause. Everybody wants to see a strong male character who's a leader and who's noble and who just inspires people. Everybody does. Only the feminists want to see strong female leaders. I'm just keeping it a buck. Let's go ahead and like just keep it a buck. Even black women, even the black women who, the black girl magic and all of this nonsense, even they might not admit it, but even they would much rather see a strong male character leading them, all right? Black Panther is everything even the most masculine women want. He's tall. I mean, he's about 6 foot, if I'm not mistaken. All right. He's about 6 foot. He's a good looking dude. He's a king. He's a leader. He loves his people. And keep in mind, this is not a king who's just sitting up on a throne with his thumb up his ass. He puts on a suit and puts his body on the line for his people. This is a man that everybody looks up to. But in the context of the black community, black women love it as well. Now, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of black women, prefer a little bit of Killmonger. I ain't gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was in the theater. I seen y'all. Y'all was in the theater watching that man kick our king's ass, and y'all was like, ooh, I like a little Killmonger. Nah, let me get back on track. So when you take that character away and you replace him with this little girl, right? People are going to be in the theater not convinced. I'm sorry. Like, she's not a leader. She's not really physically intimidating. She's young. She's smart, yes, but she's young. We all loved her as a supporting character. See, this is the problem with these mantles and things like that. What creators have to understand is some characters are just great being supporting characters. Amazing. Everybody loves Shuri. But then when you catapult her into the leading role, people are like, they're not buying it. It's not believable. It's just not believable. And they also said that black men are least likely to invest in female-centric IP. Now, maybe you think all the black men are misogynists or, white supremacists or some shit like that. I don't know. Maybe you feel like black men just hate black women, but I don't know. But let's get into the overall point of the MCU, right? Hit Disney, let's just go ahead, put all our cards on the table. It's time to admit this MCU shit ain't working. I get it, Kevin. You wanted to get more female characters out there, and it was great when you said it, but it ain't fucking working. And if you want to get the MCU back on track, you got to cut this shit out now. Now, I get it with Black Panther. That wasn't necessarily the goal. It just kind of happened that way because, unfortunately, Chadwick passed. But this whole female-centric Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, it's not working. Nobody's buying the merchandise. And I'm telling y'all, Black Panther is going to make $1 billion. Well, it might not. It might drop off after. We will see after week 1. We know it's going to make damn near $200 million week 1. But Black Panther is going to make money. But is it going to sell merchandise? And if it doesn't, we're going to see. We are going to see. The MCU is not working, though. Y'all cut this shit out. All right? This is what it's time to admit. Even women prefer strong male leaders. All that shit that they're saying online and on Twitter is bullshit. The WNBA should show you this. Love how all these women online and on Twitter talk about WNBA players need to get paid more and blah, 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 but they never show up to watch the games. It's the same thing with the MCU. We want more female-centric characters, wop-de-wop-de-wop, la, 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 and they don't show up to watch it. And they damn sure ain't buying the merchandise. What did I say in the last video? You're not seeing no young white girls running around with no She-Hulk stuff on. I'm sorry. It ain't real. And I don't even think that many adult white women want their children watching She-Hulk, especially if you're a conservative white woman. If you're a conservative white woman, you don't want your daughter watching no show of this. Let's face it, this promiscuous woman sleeping around with every man she meet. Let's keep it a buck. So you're not gonna see. I would be willing to bet any amount of money that you're not gonna see black women. Take the black men out of it. You're not gonna see too many black women around this motherfucker buying shuri Black Panther stuff for their daughters or their sons. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna do it. I mean, for the most part, black women don't even care. I would argue that most of the black women that go and see Black Panther are going to see it with their boyfriends, their fathers, their grandfathers, their brothers, their cousins, but most likely their boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? They don't be giving a fuck. They just want to be up under their boyfriend's arm and watch him get excited because he be going through the most and he be stressed out and he get that little 2 hours of excitement watching some of his favorite characters on screen, and she just loves supporting him. But when it come to, buying merchandise, her ass ain't doing that shit unless she got a son. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to talk to y'all later. We're going to do a little early morning stream. Catch y'all later. Deuce.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby.